Hey my friends, Pastor Derek here, sending this video on Wednesday. Hopefully by now you saw the listserv email that went out yesterday from the communications at Emmanuel regarding our outside service this weekend. Just a couple notes on this. In a moment I'm going to take you for a little walk around the church where we'll be doing the space to talk a bit more about it. But first, this outside service is an optional additional service. The normal online service that we've been doing for these months is going to be available at the same time and in the same way as the usual one. So I don't want anybody to feel as though they're being pressured to do an outside service, especially if you're not feeling comfortable. So I hope that gives you some peace of mind. Now the outside service, as you hopefully saw in that email, is going to have requirements. Our goal in this is to be as safe as possible in what we're doing. That being said, masks are mandatory to be worn the entire time. Social distancing is also going to be required. From the moment that you enter into the parking lot, we ask that you be mindful and keep distance from other members as they're walking in. I know our desire is going to be to rush up and to embrace, to give hugs, to give handshakes and so forth, but we can't do that at this time. We're going to have members of the church who are there to specifically monitor to make sure that people are following these rules, both to protect you, but also just to remind people when maybe our natural impulse takes over that we need to be safe about this. So parking will be available in the normal place. The lower lot will be the place that we're going to have the service itself. Bathrooms will be available. Hand sanitizing stations will be available. There'll be bulletins available that you can take if you want. The liturgy is going to be very standard. You're used to it. There's nothing that's going to be new there, but they will be available. We'll try to hand those out in a no-touch way. The person who is making sure people pick those up will make sure not to touch hands with you and to keep as much distance as possible. And gloves and masks will be worn for that. Also, and this is perhaps the hardest thing that we all have to adapt to, is that there will be no singing at this. Recent studies have shown that this virus can come forward in the aerosols that we let out from our mouths and so forth, and that it can hang in the air for a number of time. Now, being outside helps that. The wind blows it away. The UV light causes it to degrade and die. However, we do want to be as safe as possible. So while we can't sing, we are going to allow humming. There's only going to be one listed song that is in the bulletin. The rest Dingwall will be playing at his own discretion. And the idea is for this to be a worshipful experience. And we will be doing communion as well. Now communion, as you saw there, is going to bring your own bread and wine communion. For these many months I haven't been doing communion, in part to honor the advice of our presiding bishop as well as Bishop Ortiz in the Synod, who have suggested that it is not necessarily theologically in alignment with Lutheran theology to be doing it digitally. That being said, we're going to be in person for this. I will be there to bless it, to do the words of institution, and together within your family unit, you're more than welcome to hand it to your family, to give the bread and to give the wine, much like I would be giving it to you. But we will be sticking again to our individual unit. If you're by yourself, that's fine as well. When I'm doing the words, just hold your bread and hold your wine or grape juice, and just remember why we're doing this as a community together. That's the intent of communion. It's to be there with in community, there in fellowship, and to be there with the true presence of Jesus in and under and through and with the host and the wine. And so that's really the basic reason why we've been doing it this way. So I'm going to take you for a little walk here. I'm going to go gather my helper, my daughter, and we're going to go out to the parking lot just to show you a bit where this is going to happen and some of the procedures that we'll have in place. Not everything is set up right now because people are coming in and out of the parking lot. So hopefully, though, you can imagine and get a sense of this. Again, we'll have people there the day of to help explain this all. All right, see you in just a moment. All right, my friends, here we are. I apologize for the noise, but it's a busy Wednesday morning here out on Bradley Boulevard and so forth, so you'll have to excuse that. I'm here with my helper, Connolly, who's here helping me look at the space to make sure that we're doing everything right. So she'll tell me if I'm wrong, and so you might hear her at some point as well. So, we are here at the church. I hope you remember this place. This is a place we all love and cherish, and while we've been apart, this place hasn't forgotten you for sure. Here's the parking lot. This is where you will be parking in the main lot. We'll also have available the ring around here and the upper driveway if we do have overflow. I think we're all being optimistic about the number of people we have that are coming, but we want to make sure that we have room. If for some reason we run out of space, obviously we have the side lawn that we can begin to park on, because we are taking the lower lot out of the equation. As you come in and park, as I mentioned earlier, we do ask that you make sure you keep distance from people in the parking lot. There's a number of places where people can kind of funnel in together, and if that does happen, we ask that you keep a single file kind of line walking in, where you keep at least 6 feet in between you and the people in front of you. As we walk here into the lot, you'll see that narrow continues. Right here, we're going to have a place where you can pick up a bulletin. You'll also have a station here that has sanitizing wipes and so forth. There'll be a person here to help with the bulletins and so forth. As we walk over this way, this is where we're planning to have the piano set up, as well as the table I'll be using for the service, and this is where the speakers will be speaking from. We will have some kind of a loudspeaker to help with projecting sound, so hopefully everybody can hear. This will be the space that we are going to have chairs both available, but we do invite you, if you feel comfortable or more comfortable bringing your own chairs, that you can do so. We'll have lawn space on either side where people can sit, but then we have these spaces which are already in part marked out, which is helpful. These are a little over 6 feet, so I think it'll help us in the process of marking off safe areas for everybody to sit. As you see, it's kind of a traditional church shape as it goes back. But we will, of course, try to move people as forward as possible while we are setting up, while maintaining that safe distance. Obviously, road noise is going to continue to be a factor. We're hoping that it won't be as bad on the day of on Sunday, because on Sundays, of course, there's less commuter traffic going back and forth to work, and there are still, of course, some nurseries and so forth and childcare centers that are still open, including our own. We ask that you do dress warmly. The weather looks like it's going to be a chilly morning. Right now outside it's about 51 degrees, and I am wearing a flannel jacket and I feel completely comfortable. That being said, I'm moving around, so you might want to bring additional layers with the mindset you can always take off a layer if you get too warm. That being said, looking this way back at the church, you'll see kind of a view of how things will be set up this way. There will be bathrooms available. We ask that be more for an emergency situation rather than something that you're planning on using. There will be sanitizing wipes for you to wipe down the surfaces and so forth inside. But again, it's something where the less we can do to touch things and to be around other people, the safer that we are. So inside those doors, going over through the fellowship hall and to the bathrooms over near the elevators will be the bathrooms that are available. Those will be the only bathrooms that are available, and we ask that you do respect that. And respect is the most important thing today. Is that what we're doing is trying to be safe for our neighbors. We're trying to be able to still have fellowship while loving one another. And the way that we show our love right now is to take the very small precautions, and they are small precautions, they're an inconvenience in order to really protect and cherish our neighbors. So we ask that you be mindful to the rules that we have, that you bring your mask, you can bring gloves too, that we'll have these things available if somebody does happen to forget, and that that you just listen to the people who are helping monitor and ensure that this service is a safe one. You want to go home. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up this video. I hope this gives you an idea of where you'll be going and where you'll be coming through. And I think we will have a good time. It's not going to be the ideal thing, but it will be tremendous to get together with you all in some capacity. So, my dear friends, God bless, be well, and stay healthy, and I will see some of you this week. Take care.